Hello everybody, Tuesday Tips from the Pro, Matt Sheck. Today we're going to go over pitching the golf ball. Now I know you've heard the term pitch or chip. If you wanted to differentiate the two, well, a pitch is by definition a shot that's going to fly more than it rolls. A chip, or as I like to call it, a bump and run, is a ball that's going to roll much more than it flies. For all intents and purposes, today we're going to be talking about pitches. These are shots that you're going to use much more often than a bump and run. Bump and runs, to talk about them really quick, is going to be a shot kind of with just arms, almost like a putt. As soon as you start adding the body in with motion, you're looking at a pitch shot. And quickly, as I'm going to kind of go through how I like to approach a pitch shot, how I want you to hit a pitch shot, and then give you a couple drills to help you with pitching a golf ball. Now I have my 56-degree sand wedge here. You can honestly pitch it with any club. You know, a pitching wedge to a lob wedge. You're looking at the 8 and 9 irons are more for chips. So we're just grab the kind of medium range here, sand wedge, and show you how I want to see you pitch the golf ball and be consistent with it. While pitching a golf ball, it's very important to line up. I like to line up with my feet a little open, but shoulders still square to the target line, so my arms are swinging towards the target. The feet being slightly open is going to help with the rotation through the shot, as that is imperative for any shot in golf that's not a bump and run or a putt. So if I were to just go at the back right pin there, I'm going to line up the club face to the hole. I'm going to have my stance a little open, and then from here make sure my shoulders are still lined up to the hole. Now as you take the club back, you really want to make sure you keep the club head outside the hands. Inside the hands would be in here. This is going to cause you a lot of issues. It's okay on the full swing to get the club inside because you have all this time to square it up, but here on a simple pitch, you know, it's really straight back. If you look, is the club head outside my hands at the start? It sure is. If I were to just turn, it's going to stay right there on my hands. It doesn't have to necessarily be outside. It's just take the club kind of back with the chest, not too much with the wrist. So you keep the club head working a little bit outside. And then what I see most of the time with pitches is there's a misconception on acceleration versus length. You don't want to get caught in a real accelerated swing. That's going to cause plenty of inconsistencies. You want to think more length. How far do I need to take it back to produce the distance I'm looking for? And length needs to match up on both sides. So let's say if we looked at club parallel to the ground, let's just call here, I would want to make sure that I swing through to club parallel to the ground. If I go all the way back to left arm parallel to the ground, I need to make sure that I swing through, you know, somewhere around those same lines. If you take the club back the same length both ways, just let the club go there to there. You don't have to accelerate it. If I just took it back here to here, the fastest part of that swing is going to be at the bottom. It should be. So there's plenty of acceleration already there. So don't get caught into a short, long, accelerated backswing, follow through. Just try to match it up here to here. And as you do that, make sure that your body is turning. The club works on the plane of the club. So as I go back slightly right here, make sure the club head doesn't get stuck behind. And then as I go through, I'm going to come through on that same plane. A lot of times I'll see people that finish with the club head out over here. That tells me you didn't turn. So if you take it back here to here, you go and hit some and you can kind of watch and see. Again, I find out how far I think I need to take it back, and then I'm just going to turn my body through from there pretty much. I'm not going to get caught up in the acceleration and having my body stall out. I want to take it back whatever length feels comfortable and turn through at whatever pace my body turns the club through. So club face, shoulders at the hole, feet slightly open, one piece going back, don't get the club ripped inside, and find that spot where you feel comfortable, where you can just let the club almost fall or come through with the body to the same distance on the other side, and try not to accelerate too much. And notice how my club is finishing in front of me. If it finishes out over here or way over here, that tells me I'm doing something wrong. Now, practice-wise, a lot of people get into this flipping motion, using the wrist too much when pitching a golf ball. I'm going to have a couple tools here to help you see what I'm talking about and what I want you to watch out for. So if I simply grabbed a plate I have here and I set up, I want that plate an extension of my left forearm. Okay? So as I go into the shot, I want to keep that plate, if you watch from this angle, with my left forearm as I go through. If I were to flip my hands, now where's that plate pointed? On the trail forearm. So make sure you're keeping that plate matched up to that front forearm and hitting it with rotation instead of stalling out, the hands flip and now it points this way. So that's kind of a good feel to have that club finishing on that left forearm, not the right. Okay, now another way you can do it is just simply grab a hanger here, and I'm going to go ahead and have that hanger attached to my left forearm from the start. Okay, notice how it's attached to my left forearm right here. Get in a little closer so you can see it. Now as I swing through, you know, I want to go ahead and make sure it stays attached through the shot. Can I still release the club? I sure can, but I don't have to flip it. So that's kind of another way. I'm going to try to hit one like this. Attach the left forearm. Still attach the left forearm. Hope that helps you with pitching a golf ball. Thank you for watching.